Well, hello. I'm recording this with my cell phone, so I get some good audio. But anyway, I thought it'd be fun to talk outdoors in front of my lilac bush, one of my 2 lilac bushes. And I wanted to talk about this fountain pen. So, this fountain pen is about 100 years old. It's a Parker Dual Fold. And what Parker did a couple of years ago is they said, all these ebonite pens are black. What if we make them orange? So they made an orange Parker Dual Fold, and the rest is history. And I have to say, I was probably overexcited about getting this pen because I found it at a good price, and mainly, it said it was restored, but it really wasn't. The sack is good. That's about the only thing that's good on it. So, I got to have a little bit of fun with it. So let's take a look at it. All right, so here it is. This is a vintage Parker Dual Fold. So let's take a look at the pen real quick, and then we'll compare it briefly to more modern incarnation. So ebonite ends have faded a bit with age. It's fine. It's a button filler. I know one of the former owners was Edith Richter. Unscrew it. Yeah, this was a little bit of work. I spent quite a long time straightening this nib. It still looks a little bent to me, but hey, the tines are aligned. It's not scratching anymore. It's smooth. The tines were kind of like this before, so yeah, it needed some work. And yeah, it's bent down a bit at the end. I could probably do a little more with it, but we'll see. So all in all, and it was sticky when I got it, so I had to do some cleaning. Now, before I ink it up, just briefly thought I would compare it to some contemporaries. Not contemporaries. I don't know why I said that. Okay, just ignore the left side of the tray. That's pens in use that has not been put away yet. So apparently I haven't been using 2 of them on the end. But anyway, so here it is laying in the middle. At this end are 2 modernish dual folds. And on this side are 2 older dual. I've got another dual fold I can throw in there. Through the magic of video editing, I spared you having to wait for me finding that pen. But here's a 1990s-ish Dual Fold International. This is a pen you paid for, by the way, through advertising dollars. This is a more modern Parker Dual Fold. It's a few years old, but it's, basically their latest model. This one. I was trying to find a date code, and it may be here, but it's so worn, I just can't make it out. Then I have this Dual Fold Streamline Junior. This is a dual fold of the sort that was sold in the UK after the dual fold model disappeared from the US. And finally, a dual fold economy model. But what we really want to see is this one writing. And I want to see how I did fix it. Actually, why am I moving all these pens? I'll just move the pen tray. So if I'm going to fill a vintage dual fold with an ink, what would it be? I mean, seriously, that joke is so old, you shouldn't be expecting anything else by this point. But in this case, I think it's actually appropriate. So we'll give it a snort. Ooh, lots of bubbling. That means the sack is probably good. By the way, Parker sold their pens with these button fillers rather than lever fillers because the buttons don't catch on your shirt when you're putting it in your shirt pocket. The way I'm going to demonstrate toward the end of this video when you get back to seeing me. I haven't filmed that part yet, but it's like I know what I'm going to do. Alright, so got the nib cleaned off. pen back together. Nothing dripping. Not the case for another first impression I had to abort. I filled up this pen, started to talk, and just whoop, ink everywhere, just gushing out of the nib. So, okay. Hadn't even gotten my notebook out yet. So this is a vintage. Uh-oh. Parker Duofold. So I will say, ooh, ink starvation. It did helps if the nib and feed are a little better aligned. There we go. Huh. Okay, so I will just tell you one of the weaknesses of doing these videos, these first impressions, sometimes a pen just needs a little time to fill, and this may not have had it yet. So this is a vintage Parker Duofold. The ink in it is Parker Quink. Washable blue. So Parker Quink washable blue. As far as flex, this I wouldn't call this a flex nib. It's got a little bounce. You know, it's a gold nib, but hardly what I would call a flex nib. And you know, I know Parker had some flexier nibs. I just don't seem to own very many of them. Wetness and flow. And by the way, you'll notice after my initial trouble up here, it is writing a lot better. So that is a weakness of these first impressions. This is me. First time I've ever used the pen, before I've had a chance to get to know it. Yeah, and it could be needing the nib work. It could be, actually, I'm seeing that the tines, yeah, I think I want to take this apart and actually work on the nib a little bit more. Let's see if you can see it. They're sort of spread apart at the end. And of course there's that downward, a little more than it should be, tilt. So I could be having a little bit of baby's bottom or something. This one may take some work. So wetness and flow, that was a fail. Smear test. Feels nice in my hand though. Reverse writing. I will say I have smoothed it though. Get a little scratchier in that way, but I don't notice a whole lot of difference. Oops, sorry, got off screen there. And I'm kind of dreading this. Somebody actually asked me about this in the comments of another video about the world-famous Pierre Gustafson test. Okay, sorry, but I think we're about to fail. Yeah, and that didn't take long. So, methinks this nib needs more time, more work. I'm liking how the pen feels. I love how it looks. But yeah, that nib is a doozy. It's just gonna. I may actually pull the nib and feed out. I don't normally do that, but I'm feeling like this may be the time where that's necessary, and just, you know, properly clean it, straighten the nib. I'll just tell you briefly about straightening the nib. Do I have one here I'm willing to sacrifice? Nope. So we'll just pretend. So, you know, when they're over top each other like this, I just usually push down on the tine that's, you know, up, push up on the tine that's down. But my nib, I'm noticing the end is kind of like this rather than touching. Well, they shouldn't be touching, but, you know, apart, but close together. So I think that's a big source of my problem, because the way the ink writes is you're trying to create capillary action, where the water the water that the ink is made out of just naturally flows down into the paper because it's attracted to the metal, it's attracted to the paper, and down it goes. No, thought I got 2 nibs laying here. I'm not. Okay, the one says Wing Sung, so what the hell? Sorry, Wing Sung Company. Okay. So when a nib needs straightening, one of the things you can do, and I usually try to do it in the pen, but I'll push down on a tine that's out of line, push up on the other one, and just rinse and repeat till I get it where I want. And never big adjustments. And there's always that danger that, oh, that's it for that pen, because a stupid thing you just did. But that's roughly how I do it. Sometimes you want to floss them with a brass shim. One of the things I'm struggling with on this dual fold, you can kind of see how the slit there tapers down. That's really not what you want. You want it more even, but if there was a feed holding this, I think it would be better. But anyway, it's splayed at the end. It's like the tipping part got separated. And it could be a function of how it is on the... It's like I said, I had to do quite a lot of straightening on this one. So that was a bit of an anticlimax. So I'm hoping when I do the actual review, or sorry, when I film the me talking part, I'll have some pleasant updates. Maybe even another writing sample. All right, me from the future. Just a quick update. I have straightened it a little bit more. I'll tell you what I did. This is risky, but I did it. So we'll use my Wing Sung nib from before, and I need a solid object. Okay, so I went to, the edge of my desk. We'll use my cell phone. And pushed down like this. And then the resulting nib is a lot straighter. Still that oddness in the tines, but it could be the time, I don't know, but if I feel like it's writing a lot better. Not perfect. Let's just go over to my TWSBI Draco page and do a quick Peer Gustafson test again. Yeah, not quite. How about a wetness and flow test? Okay, it's doing that one. Am I even on screen? I wasn't paying attention. So that's me writing fairly quickly. I don't know. When you're 100 years old, tell me if you write that well. So, there may be something I could do with the nib yet. Maybe I could do some... I don't know that I want to do the grinding, but if I found somebody I trusted, maybe. But overall, I think it's a much better writer now. So it just needed that extra push. But, like I said, this is the same day. I will just tell you when I do the talking part of this video how it all turns out. So this Parker Dual Fold obviously passes the pocket test. Let's just get that out of the way right away. But I did a god-awful amount of nib straightening on it. This pen was a flippin' mess and needed a lot of cleaning too. I'm sorry, I'm looking past you because I see a car that just randomly stopped in the middle of the street and I don't know why. Is she looking at me or what? But yeah. Anyway, needed an awful lot of cleaning, needed nib straightening galore. You'll see part of it, or I guess you saw part of it because we've already done that part. Anyway, I did a lot of nib straightening on it, but goddamn, this pen has been awesome for writing. I've had a lot of fun writing with this pen. Yeah, I got to wave at my people going by. And she's looking at me like, wait, he's actually recording a video. Yep, I know, one of my students. But anyway, this pen is, it turns out it's a really good pen to write with. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It took some doing to get it there, but wow. So I will confess that it still doesn't pass the Pierre Gustafson test, but who cares? I'm not Pierre Gustafson. How do you turn his name into a verb anyway? I'm not Pierre Gustafson sing with it. I am just trying to write with it, and it has been marvelous for the past few days. So I am super happy. Oh, there goes another former student. He graduated this year, and now he's off. Oh, he's in his military uniform. He's off to the National Guard. But anyway, I am super thrilled with this pen, and I don't think that came across in my rating sample. Again, not a Pierre Gustafson test pen, but what a good pen. I am really happy with it. So, and it just feels good to hold it. So yeah, love the pen. So, well, thank you for watching. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.